went wrong for you guys in that period?
I mean, the things that they made adjustments at halftime. They countered what we were doing at halftime. We didn't make the proper adjustments. Once they made their adjustments, they made 9 threes, 6 free throws. I think Tim Hardaway was 6 for 7, 4 for 5 from 3, 16 points in the third. Got going. So a lot of shots that they missed in the first half that we kind of forced them to make or forced them to shoot, they made in the third. But you're never going to win a game if you go 51 in the quarter. So that's it. It's simple.
And just one big picture on today, what it means for you in your career. It's your 17th Christmas Day game. No other NBA players played more. And just how has this tradition kind of morphed your and your family's life in your NBA career?
I mean, the unfortunate part, I go to the unfortunate first before I go to the fortunate. The unfortunate part is that the family's kind of got used to me being away on Christmas, which is the unfortunate part. I don't know what the ratio of road games to home games. You can look that up for me and tell me, but I know for sure I've been on the road a lot more on Christmas than I've been at home. The fortunate part is I get to play the game that I love on Christmas, and if I got to do anything else when I'm away from my family, I get to play the game that I love to play, playing on this stage. On one of the best days that we have in our league. It's usually like the opening night, it's the Christmas Day games, you got the All-Star weekend, you got the finals and playoffs, things like that. So it's an honor for me to be able to still be playing at the level I'm playing at and still be able to play on Christmas in front of our fans that love our game.
Kyle.
LeBron, just your energy early on seemed to be having a lot of fun, talking up with obviously the Mavericks bench, which you know well. What was sort of your energy? Does it change a little bit because it's Christmas, because it's sort of a big time game?
Well, I mean, it's an early game for me, so I gotta get my energy going, pretty early. I've never been really a big fan of early games, but it definitely adds. It's Christmas, you get a little bit more mojo on that, and then obviously I know their whole coaching staff, so I get a little bit of kick off of that, just messing with J-Kid, messing with Duz, messing with the rest of those guys over there. So. It's fun. It's a fun game for me all night.
And then just as somebody who, faces double teams as a great passer, kind of putting yourself in Luka's shoes for a second, when you face double teams early on in games, is there a sense that, like, some way, somehow, I'm going to beat this, and is that sort of a device of great players?
You'll figure it out. Yeah, you see the same coverage over and over and over. At some point, you'll figure it out when you have a high basketball IQ, which Luka has, obviously. And then you trust your teammates, to either make the right play or knock down shots, in which, they have a lot of knockdown guys. It makes it a lot easier on you as well. So, but Luka's IQ is off the charts, so he's going to make the adjustment for sure. And then their teammates, they made the adjustment as well.
Dan.
LeBron, how handcuffed are you guys in terms of options defensively when you don't have AD? When you said it to me the other day, like, you guys aren't a very big team, and Luka being the size that Luka is, how just challenging was it? And did you feel like there was a curveball maybe to be thrown at him at some point that didn't get thrown, or?
It's one game, and it's always. I'm not much of a Monday morning quarterback. It's easy to look at the film afterwards, but I should have did this, I should have did that, I should have did that. It's one game. We came with a game plan. It worked the first half. We could have made some adjustments, but it's not, reason why we lost the game. But what's reality is that, without AD, we lose a lot of length, which we don't have already. So, we have to make up, in ways that, without AD is just very difficult, very challenging. So I think at one point we had a lineup of I think AR was the tallest guy on the court.
Russ at center, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not rocket. You're not a rocket scientist to figure that out.
You said that to me a couple times this year. And then this team has been in some tight spots this year. I'm sure more than you'd like. 0-5 start, 2-10. It's dug itself out to a certain extent. What attributes have you seen that maybe give you confidence that there will be a figured out in kind of the complex problems you guys are facing?
I think I look at it. I look at it that way as I look at it the other way too. Like, how many times are you going to try to dig yourself out until there's too much dirt on you?
Mark?
How are you processing playing as well as you are, year 20, you got a birthday coming up, but obviously the season is not unfolding the way you wanted it to. How are you kind of stomaching that?
Oh, I mean, at the end of the day, I love to play the game of basketball. I'm still enjoying going out there and playing in front of fans, either at home or on the road. And I'm just trying to control what I can control. I show up, try to lead these guys and try to lead to victories. And obviously, there's been times I've been frustrated. There's been times I've been happy. There's been times I've been like, okay, we can do better here, or whatever the case may be. But you know, I always try to stay even keel. There's ways that we can be better. There's some things that we're good at. There's some things we're not that very good at. So, but we have another opportunity in 2 days. What's today? Sunday?
Today's
Yeah. So we play on Tuesday in Orlando. We have another opportunity to win a ball game, but we got to go out and play the right way. And if we will play the right way and sustain our effort 48 minutes, it gives us the best chance to win.
last question, gentleman here in the red. Let me call on you. I got you. Last question.
All right, LeBron, so John Morant, Nike just, they put out that he's going to have his first signature shoe. This is 20 for you. And you know, in the sneaker culture, that is not a thing that usually happens. Only one guy can say that. How's that for you now? Do you have a follow-up to that?
First of all, to speak on Ja, I think it's amazing to have him as part of the signature crew at Nike. What he brings to, the group of guys that we have, I think it's me, KD, Giannis, Paul. I think that's all. I think so. At Nike, obviously we have the Jordan brand as well. They got some signature guys as well. But Ja's electric. His ability to obviously what he does on the floor, but I think he grabs a lot of young kids, a lot of youth, a lot of people, kids that watch Ja and see him coming from like a small city where he grew up, and then see him going to a small Division I school to now being who he is today. I think it's a beautiful thing, and happy to be a part of a crew with him. And for myself, I'm very humbled, very blessed to be able to have 20 signature shoes. Like you said, it's only myself and MJ, and we just try to lead the best way we could on the floor, be a great example, not only in the court, but more importantly off the floor as well, and to be doing it with the best brand, or one of the best brands in the world. I'm a Nike lifer for life, and you can't tell me nothing bad about being in the swoosh and rocking that Nike swoosh. So it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing for sure, and I'm gonna hopefully continue.
Yeah, you competed against Dirk, and to see him get a statue, you're going to get your statue.
I hope.
No,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I think you can say that. How do
I
you feel
appreciate
about
that. Man, first of all, before the unveilment of what the statue would look like, I already knew what the statue was going to look like. It had to be a fadeaway one leg. Had to be. No question about it. Dirk is he's a legend. He's an icon. I think he's the greatest international player ever. Put him right there with Manu. But what he brought here, what he brought to the city, that boy was cold, man. Dirk was cold. He revolutionized what like a stretch four, big could look like. Put the ball on the ground, finished above the rim in his earlier years, and then just mastering that in between game as his game got, a couple years down the line, and then he started taking it out to the 3-point line. You couldn't put a small on him because he was too big. You really couldn't put a slow big on him because he was too quick with his first step early on. And you could never block his shot because it was just, he shot it behind his head, kind of like Larry Bird-esque. So Dirk, you talk about like top power forwards, top players of all time at that position, he's right up there with like Barkley and Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, Kevin McHale, those guys. They tough. Dirk is tough. I mean, when you can talk about somebody with one name, you know he was tough. Dirk was tough, for sure.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Owen.
it. Yep.